Alright, so I moved a bunch of stuff from over here. Now, I don't really need this computer out, but this is kind of my experimental one. So this is that, I don't know what it is, a 8700? It's a DDR4 board. It's really budget, but it was $24 at the Goodwill, and I actually found a DDR4 card and put it in there. I have not run it with a solid state hard drive yet because I don't actually have a spare. In fact, like I probably need another two just to get caught up. But it's kind of like my test bed, whereas this one is just too damn big. So this one's an i7, and this was one that came from the thrift store. This one was a case that came with the thrift store, and it has a Microsoft label on it, right? And I thought at the time that I would be able to use that label to activate a copy of Windows. So I thought, yeah, it's $7 for a tower. And I think it had this LightScribe drive in there. Maybe not. This is a Blu-ray. I think maybe I pulled this out of something else, actually, to be honest with you. But maybe it was in there. Anyway, there was a drive. It was a DVD drive. It may not have been a Blu-ray LightScribe drive. But it had the fans, which were bad. We since had to remove a fan here and a fan here because they went bad. It's kind of a flimsy case. But I paid $7 for it originally because I thought I could use that license, and it's an OEM license. So what that means is that basically, as soon as you change the motherboard or any of the hardware, you're screwed. You could get a new hard drive, I think, and still reinstall it, but so I tried to use the license key, and it was, of course, not valid. It wasn't because it was used by another computer, but it was just because it's an OEM one, I guess. So unless I have that confused, but anyway, I'm using that for like kind of a test bed, and this one here is just a really big, huge ass case. It's too bad it's gotten banged up and dinged up. Of course, you could always paint one of these. They're not really painted. It's vinyl. I really like vinyl, but if you damage it, you damage it, you know. And this probably happened just from being at Goodwill in the donation area. And I think basically we probably could get most of that off of there if I clean it with something. It's really kind of a nice case. It's really kind of heavy duty. The plastic feels pretty nice. I wish I had this other piece here. What I'll probably do is these actually come out. I'll put another drive in there or something, so just you don't have to look at that or just leave it. But it's very heavy for a case. And it has these little slots and all that, and they're made to be really cool to open. So I put that up here. Now I need to get the stereo moved somewhere else. And I'm going to put another oscilloscope over here. And I want to get the rest of the stuff cleared out of here. This oscilloscope is broken. The frequency counter works on it. And it's not sensitive enough. Eventually, if I could find one of these in working condition, a 2247A, I'd be super stoked. Or any Tektronix oscilloscope with an accurate, high-resolution frequency counter. That would be super cool, but it's not. So, the printers, I don't really know what to do with them. Am I going to print with this? This one has given me a little too much grief, and this one is definitely an experimental printer that I would not print things on unless I'm bored. And so I cleared out a large area of stuff here. We're gonna probably start getting rid of radios. So I had to figure out what to do with this one here. I just cannot get it working correctly. It's just like, and I'm not going to sit down and do an alignment on it. I don't have time. Okay. It takes a lot of time to do an alignment on one of these and do them properly. I don't have the time. And I think that might be all it needs. So I'd like to get it done, but I just don't have the time. I'm not interested. If it was my only radio, it would be working great, or I would give up on it, but I don't have time. This one has something wrong with the receiver. I don't have time. This one has something wrong where every once in a while it starves for power. It probably needs to be recapped completely. I don't have time. This one here, the VFO needs to be adjusted. It skips. I don't have time. This one here, there's something wrong with the mic gain circuit. It's a Malcolmized FT102. The mic gain doesn't really seem to work. It's on or off. I don't know if it's a modification that Malcolm does, but everybody complains about it. And they always tell you you're too loud. So, let me figure out about that. And I don't have time. So, it kind of is what it is. These I've been saving to build a printer project or maybe clipperize them. I don't have time. That's kind of where it's at. I don't have time. I don't have time for any of this stuff. I'm busy with other things. So, and I need to get the stereo stuff set up. And again, I don't have time. I've not had time to do anything. So, I need to move these speakers. I need to get rid of them or do something. There's really not enough room here to put the big ones up here anyway. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. These Sonys over here too that are pretty good. These Pioneers here, I think there's something wrong with them. Like, you cannot feel the tweeters don't move. And I realized that I've bought these before, the exact same ones, and they noted the same problem with them. But I did put an oscilloscope on the wires, and I measured a signal going to them. But they don't seem like they work. So, anyway. And then I would like to get a 2-meter station up and running. I'm like, I don't know. I don't find the time to get any of this crap done.